Hello there, 10th graders, soon to be 11th graders. I guess not so soon. It's only the first day of the semester. Um, this is Ms. Bellman coming to you just to talk to you a little bit about registration for 11th grade. As you can see, you have your registration worksheet in front of you. Those are given to you today, and you have a few days to take a look at them and plan for registration. The window actually opens on January 25th. That's when it'll become available in Skyward. And you have until February 4th to get that done. So this gives you a little bit of time to plan and talk to others about your plans for taking courses next year. The registration registration worksheet is really important to us because it does a few things. It lays out every single class that the school offers, so it gives you a good idea of kind of what's available here. It also allows you to kind of keep track of your requests. As you know, you'll be required to select 14 semester classes. So for example, English is 2 semesters, A and B. So you're going to choose 2, and that would equal 2 of your 14. But a class like personal money management is only 1 semester, so that'd be 1 of your 14. So all said and done, you're going to choose some full year classes that have 2 semesters in them, or some just 1 semester classes and get a total of 14 in Skyward. That worksheet allows you to kind of keep track and keep count of your courses. It's so much easier to register in Skyward when you have those course numbers in front of you. You just type them in, search by number, and it'll pull it right up and allow you to register much quicker. So we really encourage you to use that worksheet. All right, so as you know, planning for these next 2 years is an important piece, and I think you probably took it pretty seriously last year when you were registering for 10th grade as well. But we want to remind you that you're going to want to talk to others. Any important stakeholder in your life is a good person to talk to about plans for 11th and 12th grade. So talking to your teachers or counselors, parents, siblings, other students on a team or something like that is a good way to get some information. We also encourage students who are planning to go to any kind of college, any kind of institution after high school. We encourage them to take a look at the admissions page of their college website and just identify whether or not you are on track with their admissions criteria. The high school requirements don't always match the admission requirements at a college. So we want to make sure that you are planning for that admission piece in addition to planning for the graduation piece. A really good example of that is math. We only require 3 years of math in order to graduate. In that 3 years, you need to have statistics. But many colleges are going to a 4-year math requirement to be admitted. So it kind of just helps you plan a little bit by taking a look at those websites for prospective colleges. And lastly, the registration manual is on the guidance website, and we really encourage students to take a look at that for course descriptions and prerequisites, and any other information you might need is really available in that registration manual, which is on the guidance website. And the guidance website is under academics on the high school website. So what do you need for 11th grade? Much like 10th grade, you need a full year of English. So your 2 options are English 11 and American Lit. Honors American Lit. And then social studies, instead of studying U.S. history like you do in 10th grade, you're going to study world history. So you have, just like in 10th grade, you have world history, advanced world history, and AP world history. And then math is going to be determined by your current math course and your performance in that course. So that is probably a question best answered by your current math teacher. And then 11th grade, you have many options depending on what you took in 10th grade as well, as far as how you'll meet your science requirements. So you got bio, AP bio, chem is probably the most common, but you can take physics, AP physics, STEAM. Any of the advanced earth science classes are available too. Again, just keep an eye on what any prospective colleges might be looking for. And then you do have a requirement for graduation, and that is that you take physical science, which you took in 9th grade, bio, which most of you took in 10th grade, but if you didn't, you do need to take bio before you graduate, and then chemistry or physics, not both. But again, take a look at what colleges might require. All right. So you have a few graduation requirements that you need to make sure you satisfy before you leave here, and it's really up to you to choose when you want to do that. So statistics is something that is required before graduation. There's going to be a few options to do that. So some of you may have taken geometry with stats or FST, or are choosing to take general stats or AP stats sometime in your time here. We are adding a new math class to the course offerings. and that's applied math, and that will include the statistics that is needed for graduation as well. So somewhere along the line, you need to take one of those classes in order to meet your graduation requirement. As you all know, you have a 1 credit fine arts requirement. So you do need to take either 1 full year or 2 semesters of a performing arts or visual arts. And we'll talk in a second about what that can look like for you. And then we don't have a foreign language requirement for graduation, but most colleges do recommend a 2-year proficiency in any one language. So here are those art classes. Anything listed in white is a class that does not have a prerequisite, and anything listed in green does have the prerequisite. The best place to look and find out what the prerequisite is for that class would be by going to the course manual again, but it's pretty obvious for drawing 2, you need to have had drawing 1. But for more complex classes like photography, you might want to take a look and see what is required in order to take photography. All right, so just a few reminders as you're kind of registering for your classes. Of course, you want to take a look at your requirements for graduation, and then any plans you have once you leave here. I also think this is a really important time for you to take a look at what things you have interest in or what things you might think you might be strong at, and take a class in that area, because this is the last time in your life really that you'll be able to take a course for free and explore an interest. Any courses in college will have a tuition cost attached to them, and so it's not nearly as open or available to you. So take a look at what you might want to take in 12th grade. Make sure you're taking the right prerequisites for those 12th grade classes in 11th grade, and just making sure that you are challenging yourself so that you are ready for whatever your life holds beyond high school, but also providing yourself good balance. So make sure that you're keeping in mind the time that is required to have a job or play sports, or do any other items that you might do outside of the school day. We want to make sure that you are challenged, but also keeping a good balance in your life. It is definitely easier to register for a class now and then drop that class for an SPP rather than have an SPP in your schedule now and then try to add a class in the fall. Sometimes classes close up, sometimes we run out of room or availability, and you might want to add something in August that we just can't add to your schedule because we've run out of room. So we really encourage you to register for any class you might have interest in, knowing that it is much easier to drop down the road. As it's listed here at the bottom, our master schedule is really based on what you guys want to take. And so we plan the school year based on your interests and what you are interested in taking. Therefore, we really try to plan on that, and we really count on the numbers you provide us through this registration process. So please be thoughtful. Please do your research ahead of time. And just remember that these are just requests at this point. We can't guarantee every single spot for every single student in every single class. And so we ask you to keep in mind that these are requests that help us build the master schedule and help us budget for next year. And then we hope to get you in everything that you want to get into, but we can't always guarantee that. For that reason, we do ask you to identify some alternate classes that you might be open to taking. Those classes that you list are what we use when we can't speak to you over the summer to best build your schedule. So we really hope that you will choose some thoughtful alternates that you might be interested in taking. For example, if you can't get in strength and conditioning, maybe you consider taking personalized phy-ed or something like that. All right, final reminders. So your registration information was given you today. You have until Friday to take a look at things, and then the registration window opens. You can then go into your Skyward account, not your parents', your Skyward account, and go ahead and select your classes for next year, anytime between Friday and Monday the 4th. Remember, you need to choose 14 semester classes and then 3 more alternative classes or alternative electives. We really focus on what you guys choose now for building the future, so we want to make sure that you are very thoughtful about these choices. There is no guarantee you'd be able to change something later on, so please do your research ahead of time. If you have any questions, let us know. Thank you.